and welcome to APT University. Today we are looking at the various invoice printing settings in Advanced Pro and how to enable and disable various options. We will be taking questions at the end, so feel free to put them into the Questions tab in your GoToWebinar control panel. We also have our full library of previous APT University sessions available under the Resources tab on our advancedprotech.com or on our YouTube channel. Advanced Pro produces an invoice immediately after you ship any customer order. So right now, you can find any pending invoice for any order that you've shipped under Customers and View All Invoices and Credit Memos. For more information on this process, take a look at our customer or sales orders or customer quotations videos. Okay. Now, these are our shipped orders here in pending. We can open up any one of those orders and their corresponding invoice. We can make any corrections. We can print this invoice out, and we can create the invoice. So this is one way that we can go ahead and produce this invoice. Now, there's a number of options in terms of the layout for this document that we can go ahead and discuss. So what we can do to make these sorts of customizations is we can go over to the admin panel. And for today, about everything we're going to be talking about is going to have to do with this print button, the Smart Print Pro print button that's located to the right of the email and the paper trail buttons right here. So that's the print format we're going to be adjusting. Now we're going to come into admin and we're going to go to site settings. Okay. Now the area that we're going to be dealing with primarily is printing settings, but for things like custom fields, you are able to add custom fields to your invoices. We have a whole video on custom fields. Feel free to check that out. So that'll be under custom fields 1 and 2, but we're going to be dealing primarily with printing settings at this point. So at this point, we can go into these printing settings. Now across the top, you're going to see you can determine your company info and whether or not it's going to print out on the invoice. You can have the customer's billing address appear on the invoice if you like, and you can include the name, the billing name on that address if you like, or you can leave it off. And then on the right-hand side, you can have the shipping address appear on the invoice and have the name from that shipping address appear. Now the next area down, we're going to be looking at this print layouts for Smart Print Pro. This is a really, really useful tool. What this lets you do is actually rename the invoice number or the account number or the payment terms fields as they appear on the invoice. This actually makes the invoice the most customizable document in Advanced Pro because you can change any header to suit your needs. So this is going to allow you to do a lot of alternative workflows if you're doing something that's not done in standard business. You're able to make adjustments to the titles of these documents or of these headings on your invoice. And then you can go ahead and save that, and that's going to change those headers as they appear. And you can see some of them you can actually remove completely just by unchecking that display. So that's only available on Invoice, but it does make Invoice extremely customizable. We're going to go ahead and close that now. Now the next area that we're going to be dealing with, I'll go ahead and save this. There we go. And we'll close this out. There we go. So at this point, there are some other options. So down here, what this printing options does is it's going to allow you to choose whether you're going to use our standard print or Smart Print Pro by default, both when you're doing bulk printing and when you're sending out your emails. You'll also see down at the bottom you're able to add the invoice tracking number as well as the balance due on the invoice. You can enable those to change if you put in a tracking number to display that tracking number and to print the balance due. Okay. Now there's all kinds of other options. One last one I want to point out is this invoice note field. So if you want a specific note to appear on every single invoice, you can have that right in here under the General Settings tab in admin on-site settings to make a note that appears on every single invoice. So those are a whole bunch of different invoice printing settings to change how invoices print out. Now once again, we can go back to that Customers, View All Invoices, and Credit Memos tab. We can open this up, and that's going to reflect in this Smart Print Pro printout. So if we made a change to any of these headings, if we made a change to that invoice note, you can see we enabled tracking number, so our tracking number can appear. And this is the company address we were talking about, the billing address with that customer name, the billing customer name, and the shipping customer name can appear or be hidden. So that covers our invoice settings today. If you do have any questions, do feel free to put them into the Questions tab on your GoToWebinar control panel. We'll either be answering them in just a moment, or we'll answer them via email after this session. Okay. Now, if you do have any questions at all about Advance Pro, please feel free to reach out either to our technical support or to your Advance Pro advisor. And thank you all for watching. Have a great day.